What's up, guys? Welcome back to a video where you got Entrepreneur Davis. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how easy it is and simple it is for you guys to make $100,000 with your truck and trailer. I have an F-250 2018 and 7x16 dump trailer, so low trail dump trailer, and I'm going to be showing you how simple it is to actually make $100,000 a year just with this setup alone. Today, I have $1,100 worth of work lined up of me just delivering rocks, and that's in profit. That's not in revenue. And revenue is probably sitting close to $1,500. I threw up on the screen right here how much I'm making on each delivery. On this first one, I'm going to the yard right now. I'm picking up 2 tons of rock 57 right now, and I'm delivering it 30 minutes from the yard to the customer's house. And the second one, I gotta go pick up 6 tons of rock 57 and deliver to the customer's house. The third one, I'm picking up 6 tons of dirt, delivering it to a customer's house. And the last one, I'm picking up 5 tons of rock 57 and I'm delivering to a customer's house. Some of them range from distance, close to far. But the farther you are, the more that I'm gonna charge you for the delivery fee. So I'm making more on labor. The rock cost, I'm always making about, $40 per ton off of each customer when it comes to rock 57. For the dirt, I'm making about, let me think. Well, it depends on which yard I'm going to, but for the most part, I'm making about 42 to 45 bucks depending on which yard I'm at, because the dirt only costs $5 per ton, and I'm charging $50 per ton, so you guys can kind of get it from there. But let's jump into it. Stay tuned here with me and let's get it done. All right, guys, as you can see, I got a new little setup. My sister got me this little mount that goes on my front windshield. If you guys like the angle, go ahead and leave a comment down below saying thanks to my little sis. Say thanks little sis, because she found it on TikTok shop and she noticed that I'm always carrying my phone while driving. Obviously that's super dangerous, so this obviously improves my content because now you guys get a wider angle of what's going on, and also I don't have to sit here and hold the phone while I'm trying to drive because it's really dangerous. Look at this foolery, man. So I need to turn right. And this road every morning for some reason always has traffic. I think they're doing work up here on the road. A couple months ago, it was never any traffic here, but every time for the past, I guess, week that I've come here in the morning, it's always had traffic. It absolutely sucks. So apparently they ran out of rock. So they got to bring the crusher back in, and this is going to be the machine that's going to be picking up the crushed up concrete to put it into the crusher. But they got to bring the crusher back in to obviously crush up more rock 57. Because they got the concrete to crush up, but they just don't have it crushed up yet. So they're one of the companies that actually rent in the crusher, like the concrete crusher. So they don't have one on site like the other place does. So they rent it in. They have them bring in the machine. They bring their excavator and they put it on the conveyor belt, crush up the concrete. Then after that's all said and done, they obviously sell it to people. So they ran out. As you've seen in my last videos and whatnot, it was getting kind of low. I thought I had a little more time or a little bit more rock. I only needed 2 tons, but they must have scooped it all out, sadly. So it is what it is. That's just part of it. I'm just gonna go over to the other yard that I was gonna go to second anyways today. So that's over in Oviedo. That's where we're headed. All right, so that was kind of a punch in the gut for this morning, but it's all right because you got to realize in the trades or any type of business you try to run, you're always going to run into problems. And that's not really a huge problem because that's not the only yard that I pick up rocks from. Before, when I first started delivering rocks, I only had 1 yard that I picked up from. And when they ran out of rock 57, it was terrible. So one thing that I want to, really stress to people about when they want to get into this rock delivery game is you really have to have a perfila of multiple yards that you go to get your rock where you can get it for cheap and you still make profits. So I'm just going to swing by my other yard, which is actually on the way to the direction I was going anyways, and everything will be fine. And it's going to have to adjust my schedule a little bit. I was going to do my 2 ton delivery first, but now since I'm going to this yard, they have a minimum of 4 tons that I have to pick up, or 3.5 tons actually, because it's like a minimum minimum cost for the rock. So I'm gonna start off by doing my 6 ton delivery first, getting that rock. I'll be in the area of where I can get the 2 tons from the other yard, pick that up from that yard, deliver that one, and then after that go back into dirt, deliver that one. Then once that's done, then I'll go get my last one and deliver that last 5. Because all the rest of the deliveries and all the locations of where I'm delivering are all on that same side with that second yard. But this is a yard in between both yards. It kind of worked out because it's like, all right, well, you know, instead of me getting this first 2 tons, I'm gonna get the 6 tons first, and I'll deliver to that guy. Then I'll go back get the 2 tons, and then, you know, you just gotta kind of roll with the punches, because this is gonna happen in this business. You're gonna run into hiccups like this. That's why I say you have to have multiple different yards you can go to. That's on your schedule. It doesn't have to even be on your route. You just have to have multiple yards where you can get materials from, because until you get your own yard where you have your own stored materials, this is the only way you're going to be able to get materials. So you have to really do your homework. Back at this yard, they're running a long rock too. Then we got that little pile right there and that. And then back over on the back side, they got a little bit of rock forward, which is pretty much rock. It's crushed up concrete, but it's the bigger size of crushed up concrete. So instead of it being like 3/4 of an inch to an inch, that's more of like a 2-inch rock. You know? But yeah, so I resorted in coming to this yard because obviously your other yard ran out of rock. So I'm getting the 6 tons from here, which is a little more expensive, but it's all right. I'm still making a huge profit on me delivering this. Because at the other yard, we're sitting at about, after everything's said and done, probably like $30 to $32 per ton. Here, after everything's said and done, I'm sitting at, I think, $39. So about $7 difference per ton. That is kind of catastrophic, but it's all right because I like this yard a lot better because they have cleaner rock, and it's a lot nicer. So I feel more comfortable delivering this to people, and I feel more confident about it because it's a cleaner rock, and they don't have like any rebar in it, no trash, no nothing. They keep it really nice here. So yeah, here we go. Here's the rock inside here. I want to jump out and show you guys what it looks like. I mean, it has some wood pieces in it, but there's no rebar, there's no trash. Like sometimes some of these yards be having like plastic trash in there, like plastic bags or something. I don't even know, but this only has a little bit of wood. I'm not sure why the wood would be in there, but it is, you know, that's just, it's already in there. So, all right, so I'm gonna try to spread as much as I can up this way so I can finish off the driveway. And yeah, so let's get it. All right, so we spreaded it. We even with no spread gate, still worked pretty nicely. She has a tractor, so she's gonna come back and get all that spread out. But yeah, first one done. That's all done. I'm moving on to the next one. The yard's 10 minutes away from here. So like I said before, it's super duper close. How I had it all routed out, it routed out perfectly. I mean, obviously if I went to the yard first, I could have came straight here. And well, actually I could have went straight to the other one and then came here after, but it still works out because this one's in Oviedo. The next yard I'm going to get the next rocks is in Oviedo, and it works out perfectly like that way. So I got 9-minute drive. This time I'm getting 2 tons, and that'd be good. And on that job, I charged them $550, and I came out with $350 in profit with that one. Well, $348, not including gas, taxes, or anything like that. But you know, we'll get to that at the end of the video. But as of right now, on the service level, how much the rocks costed versus how much I got paid. I got paid $550, and the rocks only costed me $200, $202 actually to be exact. But here's the money right here. We're at this yard now. I just got here. Told him I want to get 2 tons. Hopefully this guy can load me up good because I don't want to pay more than what I have to pay. But you know, it is what it is. Hopefully it's not like a 3-ton type of situation. But if he's like 2.3 or 2.2. that's fine as well if I'm a little bit over, but realistically I want to stay 2 tons or 1.9 tons within that range, because 1.9 tons and 2 tons is practically the same thing. I'd much rather get 1.9 than get 2.5 or 2.6. Recon's rock pile is still looking pretty healthy, super duper healthy. And look, they're still making rocks because they have their own machine here. See, but that's the difference between some of these yards. Some yards order in this machine and rent it out, but some yards have it always here, always breaking up concrete. But the only difference between it when it comes from a business standpoint is when this machine breaks down at this yard, they have to pay to get it fixed. The other yards don't have to worry about that. They're renting the machine, so whoever they're renting it from, it's their responsibility to obviously maintain the equipment, so they don't gotta maintain these expensive pieces of equipment like this. Because you gotta think, this has to be a couple $100 grand, if not more, to you know, get this machine. It may be $500,000 or close to $1 million, you know, for all I know. And to maintain it, definitely does not. It's not cheap at all to maintain something like this. So that's why some yards rent it and some yards obviously own one. It depends on their conveniency and what their yard runs like. I mean, obviously this one is older. The ones that you can rent are probably a lot newer than the ones you can get at that they have here, but they still work. Me personally, I would have probably elected to get one that stayed on my yard so I can keep continuing to make material all the time, because that's convenient. You can see here, this rock is dirtier, but it's cheaper. It's about, what I say, like $7 cheaper. And if you're getting a high amount of tonnage, that could be very catastrophic towards your profit margin. Like on the last one, I did 6 tons. You know, 6 times 7, that's what is it, $42. So that could be pretty catastrophic. $42 extra could definitely go a long way. Get you some more diesel in the truck. Go towards maintenance. So your rig, your setup, you're getting new tires, getting oil change, getting new tires in your truck, trailer, everything. You know, getting a new battery for the trailer. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're doing this business. Sometimes the cheaper yard is better for your business, but it's not better for your clients. So you got to really think about, you know, what type of business and what type of image you want to have for your own company. You know, keep that in mind. On the ground, it just kind of comes off the conveyor belt into a giant pile. The pile is so big that now it's like kind of tumbling down. But I'm gonna go try to get this loader's attention because I'm just sitting over here wasting time. I got customers waiting for me, so I'm not trying to be a burden or anything, but like, time is money though. And sometimes you got to do that at some of these yards because they just don't know you're here. He's coming over here right now, but these operations are sweet actually if you think about it. Like this big machine, they got these big loaders out here loading it up, dropping it up there. You got big excavators crushing up the concrete so they can pick it up, so it can fit inside the crusher. You got these big giant piles that they're selling, making huge profits on this, getting concrete for free and breaking it up for money. I mean, the only thing they got to worry about is maintaining their machines and obviously paying for the mortgage or lot rent, whatever that may be. It's a pretty sweet deal. Tell me when to stop. Oh, here's my charger. It's all loose. Actually, a little bit, tiny bit more. Yeah, 2, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was 2, yeah. All right, so I think that was 2, and maybe a little bit more. I was trying to direct them a little bit, so it looks like it was a little more than 2. It looks like 2.3, 2.5, possibly. I don't know. That's what it looks like, but it may just be 2. He looked like he knew what he was doing, but it looked like a little bit more than 2 to me. But we'll see. You know, his eyeball is my eyeball versus his eyeball, really. All right, guys. So it costed me 81, but he owed me up 2.4. I mean, I presumed it's actually 2.39, but that's pretty much 2.4. That's what I presumed, but it's no big deal. I still make a hands-on profit no matter what. I was hoping for, I calculated for $180 in profit, but you know, he lowered me up a little bit more than what I was expecting. So I'm making, it should be 170 in profit before, you know, fuel costs and taxes, which is not a big deal, but you know, I did want to make that at least $180 in profit, because like I said, I had a projected number that I wanted to hit for the day of $11.49 in profit. And when you get loaded up a little bit too much, you lose $10, $15 here and there, which is no big deal. But the customer gets a little extra. He gets like 2.5, just about 2.39 really, but you know, 2.4, but you know, it's pretty much 2.5, 2.5 tons. All right, so this is a more regular residential neighborhood that I'm delivering in. Look at that. They're getting some work done over here. Oh, that's a pretty nifty truck. But it's coming up here on the left, or in this left little cul-de-sac, and I should just back him to the driveway, dump it, and be good. I'm hoping. You know, simple one. I'm really hoping. So,
Nice trailer.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 7x16. It can take 6 tons at a time. Alright guys, so 250 right here. He got 2.5 tons, no big deal. As you guys seen, I dropped it. I tried to ask him for an extra 10 bucks, but he said that, yeah, that wasn't gonna fly. I'm trying to support a small business, not playing. But yeah, so I asked him for an extra 10 because I was like, you got an extra 0.5 or 0.4? He was like, nah, sorry, I can't do that. I was like, all right, no problem, no big deal. And then I just dumped it, gave me the cash, and I left. All right, so I'm back here again. So I'm picking up 6 tons of filled dirt. Yeah, so that's what I'm about to do now. All right, so I was talking to the loader. He was recommending that I don't get this because, as you guys can see, the dirt is really dirty. It's really, really dirty. Like, it has a bunch of stuff in it. And the customer really like harped on getting clean filled dirt. So he was like, if you're looking for clean stuff, this is not the place to come. You gotta go somewhere else. I was like, all right, yeah. And I know exactly where I'm about to go. So I'll see you guys there. All right, guys. So I'm heading over to get this dirt from my other yard, my previous yard that I always used to go to, called Independence. Yeah. So I'm heading there now. Sadly, I had to jump on the highway. It was pretty much in the opposite direction. I might be a little late to the appointment that I had because of that situation, because I had it perfectly timed for me to get there on time. But yeah. And when it comes to my last one for today, I had to push it till tomorrow because my customer has a tricky situation where he needs the rocks to go to, and he just won't let me dump it and leave because he doesn't have a way to spread it. So I offered him for me to go rent a mini skid and to bring it out, dump the rocks, then use a mini skid to spread all the rocks out, and then go from there. But yeah, so what his situation is he has 2 carports lined up for his cars to be put there, and he has a house, is like butted up against his house. So for me to back my dump trailer up in there and dump it and do all that, it would be too risky, and it would be too much of a risk for me to do it that way, because it could potentially cause damage that I don't feel like having to take a risk for. It doesn't make it doesn't make no sense to me to do that. So I offered him the solution of me dumping it right in front of it, and then going to get the mini skid and using the mini skid to spread all of the rocks out and grade it out nicely. And I'm making more money off of it because I'm charging him for that, but I really was only interested in delivering the rocks. That's what type of timing I'm on and the point in life that I'm at right now. I'd much rather honestly just deliver the rocks. He gets the rocks and that's it. I drop it and I go. But it's all right if I got to do a little work, especially if it's just with a machine. It's not going to kill me. But yeah, so that'll be tomorrow at 12. I'll go drop the rocks off first, and then I'll go grab the machine, spread it, and then that'll be that. And it kind of sucks also as well because today I was planning on making that $1,000 day, and I think this puts me down to like $650, $700 instead of that $1,000. Because from him, I can't exactly remember what I was supposed to, like how much profit I was making off that job specifically, but I think it was sitting at close to $350, $400, because I was charging him a little extra for the delivery fee since he was a little farther out. He was about 50 minutes away from where I was at, so I was charging him extra for the delivery fee. You know, I could try to stay within 30 minutes of my house, but he was 50 minutes out, so you gotta charge for it. You just have to. That's just how it works in this business. Like, you're doing delivery work and time is money, so the amount of time it takes you to get to each job it has to reflect the amount of money you're making, because you only have but so much time in a day to get as many deliveries done as you can, because the simple fact that the yards close early. So you have until about 3:30 until the yards close. Once they're closed, you can't really get any more material. So you got to be really strategic and really be mindful about how much you're charging for your delivery fees. You don't want to just be short selling yourself, even though you're driving super far. Make sure you're charging for going super far out, you know, covering that cost. So yeah. Here, Old Reliable, I used to come here. Oh dang, they have no Rock 57. That's insane. They have 0 Rock 57. It's absolutely insane. Alright, let's get on there. Old Reliable. Love coming here, man. I really do. As weird as it sounds. So much space out here, and it's just so open. Over here in Orlando. My guy right there, he always load me up perfectly. I think they got a weight in this scale because this is a nicer machine. This is a much nicer yard. They got newer equipment over here. That's why I like it. And they just keep it nice, man. They really do. So I think he's crushing up the concrete right now. So when they do, oh, actually no, they do got concrete over there. I think that's concrete. Well, that might be oversized. I can't really tell. It's kind of far away. But yeah, he loads up perfect. Look at him. He's getting it exactly perfect, exactly how I need it. I love this guy. I love this loader. He's a beast. Give this man a raise. He pays attention to detail. That's why it was kind of hard for me going to other yards, because the first yard I ever came to was this guy, and he pays really close attention to detail. And he's very careful. He gets the exact mount. And he just knows what he's doing. He's a vet. I gotta take that out. Yeah, that's sweet. Alright, that guy has to be the best loader I've ever worked with. He went back and even got an extra little bit of scoop just so I can get to that 6 tons that I'm looking for. Because he understands that it's important to get what you need for each job. And he really understands pretty much. So I appreciate him and his attention to a detail. Every time I come here, he's always on the money. So yeah, shout out to that guy, man. I know you guys are gonna say, oh yeah, he's a scale in this thing, but some places have scales inside their loaders, and they'll still load you up too much or too little, and they won't really care to get the correct amount that you're asking for. So when somebody does, you really just gotta appreciate it. That's just simply what it is. That costed me $30.26, and yeah, simple as that. 6 tons, $30.26. That's why I came here. It's either here or Recon. That's what the other yard was called that I was previously at, but they had really dirty dirt. Like they had like PVC pipes in it and other grassy stuff and whatnot, and nobody wants to deal with that. Customers don't want to see that. So I come here, even though it's a little farther, and first of all, it's super cheap, and they have very nice clean dirt. So that's why I really like that yard. They're upstanding. Some things like the Rock 57 is a little more higher priced, but when they first started out, when I first started going here about 2 years ago, it was super cheap. I think it was at $35 per ton, but now they're up to 42 because they have such a high demand. They had to raise their prices to match that demand, and you know, to make more sense. I mean, they're still making huge profits no matter what, if they were at 35 or 42, but since they're getting sold out so much on the Rock 57 and people are coming in all the time because this is like the hot spot in Orlando, then they raised the prices of the 42. It might even be higher now. I mean, but I don't come here for Rock 57 anymore because they did kind of price me out of it, because I'm here trying to make profits off of how much I pay for the rocks. So if I pay more for the rocks, I make less profit. All right, this is another nice neighborhood. I'm backing it into his backyard, I think, or something like that. That's what I think we discussed on the phone yesterday when I was talking to him about it. But yeah, 6 tons of fill dirt, clean stuff. It's a nice little community. Okay, I like it here. You got a lot of land out here for what it is. Ooh, this one was treacherous again back here. Did it come up? Big thing I forgot to mention that I just have to go through is you have to know how to back up your trailer in this business, like heavenly. I just backed it up. I had to back it up all the way into his big nice gate, and then back it up to the side, then back it this way, back it to the left, and then back it to the right again, and then finally get to his backyard, through his fence and through 2 gates and a lot of zigzags through his yard. So you really got to know how to do that, but I did it, got paid. So definitely practice. If you're not experienced with a trailer, definitely practice and get more experience with backing up a trailer, because we need that. I mean, I've been backing up trailers for a long time, so that's why I'm pretty good at it now, but you need to get experience with it. I'm sweating because I have the windows down, and you know, it's hot out here. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you have the windows down in Florida and you gotta drive around or do anything, it's hot. You know, simple as that. But yeah, so I'm gonna discuss what needs to be done for tomorrow, and close out this video for today, and tell you guys what my profit margin was, even though I didn't do my last job like I was supposed to. And yeah, go from there. So I'll see you guys back when I get back to my house. So let's break down these numbers. So on that first job, I delivered 6 tons. I charged them $550, and it costed me $202 to get those type of rocks, those 6 tons. So I came out with a profit margin of $348 on that one. On the second job, I charged $250, and I delivered technically 2.4 tons, but I was supposed to be 2 tons, and I got charged $80 for that. So I came up with a profit margin of $170 on that job. And on my third job, I charged $300 for that job, and I delivered 6 tons of dirt, and came out with a profit margin of $270. It only cost me $30 for the dirt. So in total, I came out with a profit margin of $790 today. That's not including fuel, and we're gonna subtract probably another $40 for fuel because I didn't drive too far. In Texas, you know how that is. So you know, whatever that is, at the end of the year, I gotta take that out every so often. But I got accountants and everything for that handle all that. Yeah, so after everything's said and done, I came out with a profit of $750 today after fuel cost of the rocks, and everything of that nature. Obviously that $790, some of it goes towards the maintenance of my vehicles and my equipment, and some of that just obviously goes towards the business. So it was a pretty decent day. It was supposed to be $1,100 day if I did that last one, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow. That one I'm charging $500 for. I'm getting him, what is it? I think it's 4 tons. He's out in Tunselville, so it's a little bit farther out there. So that's why I'm charging more for the delivery fee. It'll cost me 4 tons. It should cost me around $180, $170 for that. So we'll have to see when I get there. You know, depends on how much they load me up and everything like that. Because you know, that's the best way of doing it. Really, just going there and seeing how much they're going to give you, and then how much they charge you for whatever's in your trailer. But that should be around $180. So on that one, I should be making around $320 on profit on that one. Plus me getting the mini skid and installing the rock, I'm charging another $850 for that. So the mini skid is going to cost probably $350 to rent for the day, and then all the rest will be profit for labor, which is another $550. So tomorrow's, it should be in theory a $850 a day just off that one job. But we'll just have to play it by ear and see how everything goes, because right now, after I'm done talking to you guys, I'm about to head inside and, you know, check in Tunselville area how much they charge for a mini skid rental for one day, and then I can go from there and make my decision on how much I'll really make and what profits I'll be at. But for the most part, it would have been a great day. And then obviously, if I got that last job in, I would have been $1,050 after all expenses. So $1,050. That's what I'm sorry, $1,070 after all expenses, and that's what I was planning on doing. It was supposed to be a little higher, but obviously I lost some money here and there, and plus I took off the diesel gas now at this point, so it was supposed to be at $1,149 or $1,150, whatever it was. But at the end of the day, if I did all 4 jobs, then I would have been at $1,070, which is not bad. That's a great profit for the day. I'm very pleased with that. And this is what you could do with this type of business, guys. Like, all you have to do is pretty much go around delivering materials and picking them up and selling them to customers, delivering, charging the delivery fee, putting your retail price on top of the rocks or materials, and that's how you guys kind of get it done. But with that being said, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. Do not forget to like, subscribe, show you guys some love. Leave me a comment down below. I'm trying to crank these videos out for you guys, but let me know what you guys think about this rock game or this material delivery game. You really could make $100,000 a year with this easily. As you guys can see, this has only been one day, and I was supposed to profit $1,070, but I profited $750, which is still not bad. And you know, if you're making $750 a day, I mean, I don't know what the math is. They're working 5 days a week. If you do that math, probably I put it up on the screen right here, and you'll make decent money. But of course, don't forget to eat your Bible, repent of your sins, and turn your life to Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, because all the stuff I do in this video is really cool and all, but Jesus Christ trumps all that. Jesus is King. Jesus is Lord. Don't forget to build that relationship, guys. Get in that Bible, repent of your sins, and turn your life to Him, and start living the life what Christ filled. So I appreciate every one of you guys. Thanks for watching until this far. Stay safe out there. Stay blessed. I hear a woodpecker picking up my tree. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.